Wullie, you left out Skyfall.
Oh, so I did. I had to get the shovels in though. That was.
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
classic. I had minor flashbacks. Like
just it's not too bad for you. I didn't.
I twitched a little bit, just a little.
Just a wee bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll join you.
Do we have apes in there?
I believe it started with apes.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, I mean, for Peep.
Yeah,
I know he expects it. I know he screams and swears, but deep down, I feel like he'd be disappointed if it wasn't there.
He loves the apes, I think.
Hello, chat.
Yeah. Hello, indeed. It's been a while since we've done this.
They remembered us.
They did. Hey, not my monkeys, not my circus. Hello there, and
indeed.
Greetings, Hyper Kaiju, and season's greetings, Pete. Good to see you all.
And hello, Wullie.
Yay, there he is, Wullie. Yeah, this is going to be good. This is
it?
Yeah, it is.
We've got before they hatch.
Yeah, so for all of our regular
hey buddy
chatters, as you know, occasionally I get thrown out of my own streams. Tonight it's double jeopardy because Statto might get thrown out of the stream.
Yeah,
as well.
A snowstorm going on here and it interrupts the internet service sometimes. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can at least get a good hour out of this without any kind of hitches.
You jinxed it now. Shoot.
Oh God, I know. What did I say that for?
Aye.
Oh. Anyway, I should take a drink of my
there you go.
Northumbria Spring sparkling water. There you go.
Sombrero spring water.
No, that'd be cultural appropriation, wouldn't it? Northumbria Spring. But I am wearing a sombrero when I drink it.
Oh.
Yeah, I always wear sombreros when I drink sparkling.
Have some of that no thumb stuff.
It's not bird flu, it says not my monkeys. Right, okay. We've got Christmas horror online again. It seems to just yesterday we did a Christmas horror show. I can remember it.
Wait, which yesterday was this? The 2 months or whatever, 3 months of not streaming, or
no? I guess
thinking back and going, oh, I remember.
I remember back in the old days. Because we did a show and we looked at all the Christmas stuff, and we probably touched on these then, but I can't remember anything that I said a year ago or 2 years ago.
I'm sure it was something brilliant.
It would have been. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we're going to be talking about. I don't know. Is this the first kind of killer Santa story in horror? Outside of maybe a Penny Dreadful or something. Like that.
I was going to say, yeah, probably not. I mean, maybe on screen.
Yeah, I'm thinking on
I'm sure it was in like a novel or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Outside of kind of Penny Dreadful.
When you think about like Sinterklaas or something like that, this kind of thing's been around forever.
Yeah.
But not, this good. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't read all the killer Santa stuff.
Is it this good?
It might be. I don't know. Like, I like it.
I like it too. So
I was a child.
Yes, so have I. Okay, right. Okay, what we're going to be talking about tonight, at least to start us off with here, is
stocks and exchange.
What's the name of it? What was that again?
We're going to talk about the stock exchange, right? That's why
I'm here. No, come on.
What?
That's why I never look at newsfeed on Twitter. Just try not to look at anything to do with the news.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Stockish. I can't even afford any more graphic novels. It's terrible. That's shocking. It's when is the next EC graphic novel anyway? That's a bit.
Well, I'm a little behind you because I had Shock Suspense Stories 2 come out like last month. It was delayed like 4 times, and now the next one is a sci-fi one that comes out like December 27th for me, and the next. Geez, I don't know if if the next Tales from the Crypt is going to come out in softcover.
Yeah, I think that's about a year away or so.
Unless it's an error or something and they uploaded the wrong description or whatever, because
because
we'll have to find out. But
me and Statto are buying all the softcover versions of the Tales from the Crypt collections and the Vault of Horror collections and all the EC collections that are coming out.
Yeah.
So we
I'm looking forward to the sci-fi and the Two-Fisted Tales ones myself, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, we can do some specials where I don't know, we do some bare knuckle fighting when that comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Oh man, I should have been drinking whiskey.
Man, it's just like it used to be.
Mm.
I feel like
exactly
picked up right where we left off.
Exactly. It does. It feels as if we've never actually moved. Except I'm now in a new home. It's got padded walls.
I like it. Do they give you your own jacket?
Yeah, it's cozy, especially in this weather.
You hug yourself all day long.
Favorite thing to do.
Affirmation.
Okay. Before we go completely mad, it's just do indeed pour a drink. Pour as many drinks as you want. Hyper casual, everybody join us. Okay, so we'll talk about this, which is an EC horror story that was in the Vault of Horror comic book. And it was called And All Through the House, and it was written and drawn, I believe he wrote it as well, by Johnny Craig. And I think what was kind of alluding to when I was saying the first Killer Santa story was, I think it was, like you say, one of the first kind of ones like this that was in a kind of popular kind of visual medium that would reach a mass market. And the mass market, thankfully, was children. Lots of children being corrupted by the EC horror comics. Hey, Merry Christmas. I read this again last night. Did you've not managed to read it?
No, it's like I think a couple volumes out from what I've got, because I'm on just those recolored prints and stuff. I'm sure I feel like this one, of all of them, this one's going to be very close in the media to the actual book, because it's pretty straightforward.
It is.
But you'll tell me.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I've got it on the one of the Fantagraphics book, because you've got the black and white collections, and I found some pages black and white and colour and popped them in here. People can kind of see. I think the fact that it is drawn by Johnny Craig is really good, because he was like a really classic artist and very clean.
Oh yeah,
and it had that kind of very commercial kind of quality that was, he could have been doing that advertising for big companies back in the 50s, just as easily as this. So it has that kind of like, it did all the crime comics, stuff he did for EC, and this is very much
advertising man at some point.
Yeah, I think they all were. They were like it was like Rock Hudson in the movies back in the day would always play like a commercial artist, Right. was like they were like heroes, weren't they? Like Johnny Craig. But yeah, this is very much a crime story with the typical kind of like twist in the tale, and it starts with Santa telling the story, and the story essentially is about a woman that kills her husband for the insurance. That's it. And outside, at the same time, there's an escaped lunatic dressed up as Santa Claus, who is also roaming about. So it's how these two scenarios collide, and it is very much a case of the adaptations that were made of it are very faithful to the spirit of this comic, because there's not much to it. The Womp, by the way, is her killing the guy, as you can see. You get some nice artwork here that shows the original. I went online and got the screen grabs, I think, from the original kind of comics, so the colours nice in them. It's not like the horrendous stuff that Dark Horse are putting on, but at least they're releasing them. Sorry, I've got to say it. Have you
still not forgiven them for that recolor job?
No, still not. Mary Severin's colours, the people that she had working with her are still far superior to what Dark Horse are doing.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely are. But yeah, it's got this kind of nice kind of quality to it, which is killed the guy, and her daughter's like asleep as well. She's in the house, and it's Christmas Eve, and it's heading towards Christmas, and there's a lunatic running around dressed as Santa Claus. And it is not a hugely grotesque and gory story. It's more a kind of moody and grotesque, simply in the kind of the idea that she's done this terrible deed, and as she's done it, we know that something else terrible is about to happen because we've heard the radio, talking about the psychopath that's out there, and there's also the child there. So there's loads of stuff going on there that just create a nice scenario of unease. And when I read it, it was very much like a lot of these kind of books that you read in the EC ones is you could take the pictures away and you could just read the dialogue and the narration, and it would still all work because they're just like really good wee short stories. Interesting as well when you've got the same person writing and drawing it, that it still works that way. So they're not replacing words with images; they're just making the words and the images work together.
But it also works a little bit better because they're able to like plan the pictures a little bit easier. Because some of those EC stories, it was like a wall of text, and then some guy's like face is like poking out of a bubble because that's all the space they gave him to.
Yeah, that's true. So in this case with Johnny Craig, he knows exactly what he wants to do with the spacing of it there. That's
Yeah, the story ends up coming off like one of those campfire tales you'd tell, like, and he ran out into the woods and no one ever saw him again until now.
Yeah, I mean, the story just leads up to, if you look through these, there's no things that happen in the adaptations don't really happen in this story. It's very straightforward.
Right.
It's like the maniac's out there, and the sting in the tail here is the little girl lets the maniac in. And that's where it ends. She's going to get it because the maniac's there.
Right.
It's the only time we see him, which is different again from both adaptations.
Right.
Excuse me, guys. I'm just died of the lurgy again.
Well, I think in terms of the adaptations that we're going to look at, I think the American one probably hit it a little closer, at least in looks. That looks a lot more like Larry Drake, I think, than it does.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The other actor.
That's quite a good idea, actually. It would have been nice if it made it back then with like an actual 50s feel. What I liked about this, because this is the stuff I love about EC comics, and even more so the slightly tackier ones that came out from other companies, is you have the kind of the tagline here, look, mommy, look, Santa Claus is here, I let him in. And then it goes on, and you've got Santa Claus, of course, wasn't Santa Claus telling the story. It was actually the Vault Keeper. Was it the Vault Keeper they call? Yeah, and he pulls off the mask, and it turns out that he's got what remains of the woman in his bag that he's got there in his Santa sack, which is equally grotesque.
They winked a little bit like to that in the series.
Yeah, so I kind of like that, and it's probably more grotesque in that final wee bit. The idea that he's sitting there with a bag with what's left of her in it. Tales from the Crypt.
We return.
Yep, a nice Italian poster that I hadn't seen before, which I'd quite like a copy of that. So the Tales from the Crypt, the Santa story in that is the first story in this movie, which anybody's not seen it. It's like it's a British film, so it's set in England. It's set in England in the early 1970s when it was made. It's got a number of stories from Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror, and it's the first of its kind, and it was a huge success. And they're all quite faithful adaptations, but they've been taken from 50s America and transplanted into 70s England.
Right.
And Joan Collins is the femme fatale here, and she's great.
They're fairly timeless, most of these stories. I mean, they don't take much to bring to you now.
What was interesting about, I don't know if we mentioned this when we talked about it before, was what's really interesting about the Amicus films who made these is, unlike Hammer Horror, where you had the gothic feel, Amicus weren't gothic at all. Amicus were very much just modern day stories that were horror stories. So the actual set that this is set in is like the most grotesque 1970s decoration you will ever see in any movie. It's probably the most horrific thing in the film is the actual 1970s settings that they put these stories into. But I kind of like that. It has this one kind of charm to it. If charm's the right word. But as you can see, the Santa Claus here he's just like an old, strange old man. Yeah,
weird stuff on his face. Looks almost like a leper.
Yeah, and you do see him throughout the whole episode as well. So you see him. The first time you see him is from the back. He's walking along and he's just tingling a wee bell, which is really nice and quite evocative and sort of like kind of creepy. And in this one, this is what's interesting. In the comic strip, you don't really see the guy that gets killed at the start, right? Because he's already dead. It's Womp and he's dead.
Yep.
In this one, it doesn't seem that bad. He seems like he really loves Jones Collins' character, and he seems like a nice guy. And then Wallopy gets hit in the head.
He's kind of a boring dude, I guess.
Yeah, he's just boring and probably a bit older than her. So you kind of feel sorry for him, even though you don't know much about him, because you thought, oh, he seemed like a nice guy. But it's a good scene because the blood kind of hits the newspaper that he's reading, and then he puts the paper down. You see he's been hit over the head with a poker. When they do that in the TV one, they do it quite well as well. She hit someone in the head with.
Well, that guy deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved it. They make him a complete arsehole. So he actually is. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not quite sure why they did that. Because it's not as if we need to have any sympathy for the woman that's just killed him. I don't know, but everything in the TV shows was always a bit more shorthand and a bit more kind of like a melodramatic.
Like a wink to the audience,
yeah, totally. But and we'll just move on because this is the TV show version. So if I quickly just go back to that, they've got Santa up there in the corner. And then you come back here and you've got Larry Drake from
so much better looking, I think.
LA Law. He was probably he was a lovable character from LA Law.
If this was before or after?
Was this not after? Or maybe not. I don't know.
Because I know when he was doing
sorry, I was just laughing at my monkeys.
When he was doing when he did Darkman, he was really afraid to do that because everybody knew him as Benny, I think his name was, or something like that, and he didn't want to screw up that reputation, and so this would certainly have screwed up that reputation.
Definitely, yeah. I found that photograph when they write the black and white one, which is obviously a promotional shot, which I thought was pretty good, with the wee girl sitting in his lap.
Another contrast. This one was significantly more violent than the one from 70s Britain.
Yeah, that's because this is directed by. It was Freddie Francis who made the old Amicus movie. This was directed by Fred Decker, I believe, who made Night of the Creeps and the Monster Squad. Yeah,
Monster Squad. Yep.
And it's got that kind of sense of humor that he has. So when she kills him with the axe, it's this brilliant kind of like extended sequence where she kind of get the axe out his head. It's just kind of stuck in his head, and she keeps pulling at it. It's actually laugh out loud funny. So this is a very funny episode, and I think it was the second or third one that they showed in the first season.
The second one. The first one was, I want to say that we
did the first one
on the channel. Yeah, The Man Who Was Deaf.
Yeah, the one, the electric chair one.
This was the second one. That they debuted on the same night. Matter of fact, they did 2 episodes.
That's right.
And this one was a weird one because like the first one, the guy didn't say anything. He just kind of rushed in and throttled the lady at the end. But in this one, he's like, he's genuinely a raving crazy guy.
Yep. Yeah, I think Pete's right. I think it was after.
Yeah, it'd have to be. Because
Yeah,
then
I don't
he
know.
went on to do Dr. Giggles. He just kind of
Yeah,
thought
that
he liked doing this stuff.
that was something else. Yeah.
Right.
Robert Zemeckis, did he was one of the producers on the show. I don't know
Yeah.
if did he
Yep,
write this one?
I'm not sure. if he
Definitely
wrote
produced it. Because Fred Decker tends to write his own stuff, doesn't he?
it. Mhm.
I should look it up. I've not actually got a wiki open for that. No. Yeah.
Yeah, I think of the two, I preferred this one. But I mean, it's really hard to compare because this one got more time to do stuff.
They're both good. Yeah. This gets more time to do stuff. It gets like you say, he has a better kind of creepy Santa, but the other Santa works for that one. It's funny, it's like the
It's like
creepiest
the
thing in
anti-jump
this
scare.
is you can see it up there at the top left. It's the not you, but next to you. There's the fact that the crypt keeper is wearing the Santa mask, which is incredibly creepy, and it keeps in time. It keeps in line, like you were saying, with what they did in the comic as well.
Yeah.
Nice Mike Fosberg cover too that they used.
Yeah, I love the new art that they put for every one of these stories, like as a title card.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. I popped in this too. I just made some quick slides at lunchtime at work. So I sort of threw these together as well because you get to see. It's good to know that. It's good to know that.
Better late than never.
I'm live. Yeah, because in the original, what is quite nice is that the guy has this kind of like face that has no emotion whatsoever.
Right.
So he ends up strangling her in front of the fire. It's not very convincing, but strangulation.
Sort of.
Yeah. It's one of these ones where he makes sure not to. Obviously, Joan Collins is like, if he touches my neck, I'm going to kill him. That kind of thing.
Right.
So it kind of ends with that, but still, it's a good way to end.
Right.
Whereas with this one, they don't actually end with that. They are end with the same end as in the comic, except they add a line for Santa Claus.
That was a great delivery on that line.
Yeah. Do you want to do the line?
Naughty or nice.
Yeah.
And then
she with one of the biggest, most extended scream sequences ever.
Yeah.
Which again is quite funny. So yeah, it's good. This is a good one. It's one of these things. It's just simple, to the point. It does what it says on the tin, and you don't mind revisiting it every year at Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's a quick 22 minutes for sure.
Yeah, and strangely, we seem to have a habit of revisiting 3 versions of something like this at Christmas.
Yeah, a lot of these Tales from the Crypt episodes clicked along really, really fast. Yeah, I mean, especially since they only had 8 pages usually to try to figure out.
Yeah, totally.
They always had to have filler, but they always moved really fast.
Yeah, I mean, so you've said that the TV episode is probably your favourite. I think I disagreed originally. We went back years ago. I'm trying to think when we did this at first, because I do have such a nostalgic kind of like feeling when I watch the Joan Collins Tales from the Crypt.
I think that's a bit of the same for both of us, because I saw this movie when I was like the show when I was a really little kid.
So. Yeah, and it's hard to kind of shake that.
But I do like the 70s one. I do.
Yeah. They've got strange coloured blood in it. It looks like the Klingon blood from Star Trek 6.
That fluorescent red blood they use in like George Romero movies and stuff. Almost looks orange.
It's even weirder than that. It's almost like a kind of purpley pinky red. It's an odd one.
Maybe they had to do that for the censors.
I don't know. None of that ever bothers me. It always bothers people when they mention stuff. It never bothers me at all. Well, it couldn't be for the censors, because the other stories use normal coloured blood. It's very weird. And I watched like the whole of that movie again last week when I was high on painkillers and whiskey, and it was because I wasn't well. It was a hot toddy. It was some paracetamol, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd forgotten that every story is actually a good one.
Did you watch any other Tales from the Crypt while you were on your hiatus sickbed? Just laying there. Did you watch more?
No, I didn't.
My goodness.
Strangely, I went down a rabbit hole of watching 1980s documentaries about pop stars and rock groups. It's kind of a weird one.
Yeah, it is. As rabbit
So
holes tend to be.
yeah. So I was going to went. Yeah, well, Adam and the Ants. Let's go there.
Just waiting for you to say, Stat. I'm sorry. Tales from the Crypt is better than Hammer's House of Horror, right?
Oh! Is that still on? Is that still on Tubi?
I'm not sure. Let me have a look.
Oh, have a look. See if it's on Tubi now. I don't have any more slides on this. No, but just to wrap this up, we've got a cunning plan.
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Right, we'll do that then. We've got a cunning plan. My cunning plan is that we're going to edit down the first 20 minutes of this stream and make a Wullie and Statto's Easy Tales, because we used to do them live, but to be honest, it was only you, me, and maybe Pete and Monkeys in the chat that watched the Easy Tales one. So
people sure love that.
Yep. So, but we've not forgotten about it. We're just going to do it this way now. So I'll cut that down, and we'll cut this down and make another wee video out of it. But yeah, so I should really have an end to this if I'm going to do that.
True.
So yeah. So actually, the chat. If anybody in the chat has a favorite out of these, let us know.
Favorite out of what, these three?
Yeah, these three. I mean, it's like, or even if you've not read the comic, between those two, if it was a battle of the Santas.
You're just looking at these pictures, I know which one I'm choosing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's Joan Collins. I'm sorry, but there's no competition here. unless you're going to make a version with Caroline Munro in it, then that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You can see her fillings in that.
Yeah, I know. I noticed. I've been staring at it, just like as I'm on the screen, I'm just staring at that, and then I'll look around the rest, and then I'll return right. That's like home base, right there.
Well, what we should do then? Have you watched any Hammer House of Horror?
I haven't.
Right.
But
okay.
I was just taking a dig.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're going to do it then. But we'll do that. We'll just do that for our next live stream. Then we'll watch an episode of Hammer House of Horror, and then we'll come on and talk about it.
Without getting a strike or something?
No, we'll watch it before we come on.
Well, I see what you're saying.
And then we can, talk about it. Kind of like we're doing with us. Yeah, but maybe we can arrange a time where we can, get it watched quite soon to before we actually start talking about it.
Right.
Yeah. Not that it would really matter, because I'm going to get I don't know how many different strikes, because that opening title thing I've got now has got so much stuff in it that's just going to automatically have all the kind of bots for Paramount and Warner Brothers and that.
Maybe.
Coming. But as I don't care about that, I figure, let's go for it.
There's always Don't Open Till Christmas with that cameo from Miss Monroe Wullie.
Ah, right. Yes, indeed. Yeah. We could do a whole episode on that. We'll just watch the cameo.
You're just going to stare at the picture. So what was that you were saying? Oh.
This doesn't really surprise me. Dr. Mask has only read the comic.
Well, it surprises me.
I don't know if he has time to watch it, because he's got such a voracious appetite for classic comics.
Fair.
Yep, I love the hammy nature of all Joan's performances. Yeah, definitely. I think she stopped doing horror movies and stuff after a while, because she was getting terrible ones. This is one of the good ones, but she was getting terrible ones. You were like indeed. You were mentioning the Crypt Keeper last time. I remember that when we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tales from the Crypt in 1972, the Crypt Keeper was Sir Ralph Richardson, who was one of the world's most renowned Shakespearean actors. I think you just
kind
said
of wasted.
I think you just kind of said this old man in a robe or something. Yeah, this time when I watched it, I was aware of that, and I thought, okay, so what's going to happen here? And I had it mixed up in my head. I don't know what was wrong. Maybe it was hot toddy or something. But I had it mixed up with what happens in Doctor Terror's House of Horrors,
Oh
and
yeah,
I was convinced he turned into like a skull figure at the end, but he doesn't, because that's Doctor Terror's House of Horrors, isn't
right.
it? So it didn't happen, and I went, oh, I thought that happened. So I'd got something mixed up in my head, which was weird. But I do quite like him. I like his delivery, and I do quite like it.
Tales to Crypt was on HBO, was it? Yes, it was, and then it went into syndication on, I think, like Sci-Fi Channel, and then it went to like Chiller, back when Chiller was a thing. I'm not sure if anybody's got streaming rights to it now. It's the weirdest thing. Like, you'd think somebody like Shudder or something would have picked it up, but there must be some crazy rights stuff. So you can maybe, I think DVD form is the only way that you're able to see this. Maybe there are some episodes on YouTube I know of, Dr. Mist.
They took Tales from the Crypt and put it onto VHS over here. So, because we were the same as Dr. Mask, if you didn't have like a satellite and Sky Television,
right,
which was like our version of cable, because back then we didn't really have cable at that time.
Sure.
So we had, and we didn't have that. We didn't have like a satellite dish at that point. But what they did do is Warner Brothers released it as VHS with like 3 episodes per tape.
Oh,
All
wow.
strung together without the title sequences taken off. So
Oh,
it
weird.
felt kind of like an old Amicus portmanteau
Yeah,
movie.
it'd be just an hour and a half long movie.
Yeah, so they did that for quite a few for the first season, and then I think they might have stopped doing
First
that.
season was
But you
like
would
13 episodes or something.
but you would go to the Friday night, you'd go to find something to watch in the VHS rental store. Kiddies, that used to be a thing.
Oh no,
And
first season was 6 episodes.
was that just 6 episodes? Right, so
Yeah.
that's two tapes then. So we maybe only ever had the 2 tapes. But you think about it, the first one, that's a good tape to have. The first 2 episodes alone, are worth watching. But they showed them, I think they had them in sequence. So what they would do is normally in these kind of movies is they would shake them about. So they would start with a strong one and end with the strongest, that kind of thing. Before next year's show, yeah.
Well, I think they got it digital all over the place too. In addition to the, it's really easy to find.
It's dead easy to find. You can find people in blogs that have got all the pages up there, because that's kind of where I took the pages for this.
Yep.
So even if you just want to read it,
got the Dark Horse. You got the what is it? The black and white ones you got there. You've got digital. I'm sure they got digital copies of all this stuff. So it's really easy to find.
Yep. So that was Easy Tales.
Hot diggity.
Hot diggity. Yeah, I know. I'll edit this down. It'll be so smooth. You would believe it, guys. We need to come back when it comes out as a premiere, and you can see it will be like 15 minutes of gold. 15 minutes of gold. I never got around to the Ramble 4 and 5 one, did I?
No.
Yeah, no. I did actually start doing it, and then I had a problem with the software I was using. So
right.
I didn't get back to it. Yeah, I will do eventually.
That's okay. You got it. There you go. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So is there any old horror or anything that you've watched recently?
Horror? No, I haven't done a lot of reading. Period. Well, I've been reading like just like drawing instruction books while I walk on a treadmill. I know it's exciting, but
what treadmill?
Yeah.
Are you in training?
Well, you get your walks in, just keep fit.
Oh, of course, you're in the middle of a storm. You can't go for a walk.
Yeah. Winter now.
I know. Winter is coming. It's here where you are.
They've claimed their reservation. They've moved in. Mr. and Mrs. Jack Frost.
Because you sent me that wee video clip today. It looks amazing. All the snow, but at the same time, it's like, wow, that's a lot of snow where you are.
A whole lot of snow.
Yeah, we just have like extreme cold.
Hyperkaiju watched Countess Dracula the other day. Lol.
Oh, fantastic. Ingrid Pitt. She was great.
Yeah.
Saw her at a convention years ago. She's just dead nice and a wee bit bonkers, which is kind of what you want in your horror actresses and actors, I think.
I did show Mrs. Stat Batman Returns. I suppose that's kind of a horror movie.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
she
right.
really liked it. Now, next, I'm going to show her the Batman, the gritty, realistic take, and just watch her like wither.
Oh, see, I was looking forward to that film as well. I was so looking forward to that. The Batman is, oh God, it's not Skyfall level bad, but it's pretty bad.
That's one thing about Tim Burton's movies. They're not great Batman movies, but you can rewatch them for fun.
It was nice to see Glasgow. There's Necropolis at the end of it, though. You know, yes. I mean, oh, that's Glasgow. Love it.
Pete says I went to see Violent Night other week, which was pretty fun. And last week, Shudder put out a cracker called Christmas Bloody Christmas. Would recommend that one to everyone here.
Ooh, that's what you do. So you get a Shudder for a month or so.
4th time's the charm. With not my money, it's not my.
Wow, you need something stronger than Cinzano to get through that.
Batman Returns, the Christmas movie, isn't? Well, you know, I asked my wife if that is, and she said yes. I asked her if Die Hard was. She said yes. So
yeah,
she's setting the
Mrs. Statto is correct on both counts.
She said they use Christmas music, and everybody says Merry Christmas.
You see, I was thinking just the other day as well, because I do have movies lined up for Christmas. I'm going to watch Batman Returns again. I was even thinking It's a Wonderful Life, because I've got it in 4K now. I'm going to watch it in 4K. And I was thinking, I've always felt that's a bit of a horror movie as well.
Oof.
You know? Because that's like lots of little movies all put together.
Kind of a ghost story almost, but
yeah, so it's got that kind of feel to it. I'm looking forward to that as well.
I remember seeing this one article that said It's a Wonderful Life, not quite as like wholesome as you remember. I was like, nobody ever remembered it being wholesome.
No,
try to hop himself.
I know. I don't quite. Yeah.
And the bad guy still got away with it at the end. Like, it's not wholesome at all.
No, I point that out to everybody. That's like two of the greatest movies ever made when you think about it. Like It's a Wonderful Life and On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like everyone else, The Killing Joke.
No, the bad guys get away with it. You know? Great. It's a bit more tragic in one than it is in the other.
Little bit. Poor Hyper Kaiju. He like me saw this in theaters. We were stuck for 3 hours.
God, I hope you get the expensive comfy seats when you were watching.
Yeah, they were nice. They were nice seats. At least I got that.
Oh man, it could have been so good. It could have been so good. You know.
Well, they're making a sequel, so.
Oh. Well, it made money, didn't it?
I guess it did. Yeah. Which is amazing for a 3-hour.
Maybe it's great. I don't know. Maybe it's great. I mean, I'm sure there's people that liked it. I don't know if.
I've got it, so then maybe in a few years I can revisit it to see if my taste changed, like I do with some of the Snyderverse stuff. And I no. Every time I watch it, I'm like, no, I still don't care for it.
Yeah, no, I often think of It's a Wonderful Life and On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Pete. So
yeah, it's a double bill if I ever saw one.
Yeah, that's my. I mean, that's my Christmas double bill. It was like, here's a good one. Right, Henry Cavill interviewed and asked what his kind of comfort kind of movie would be, and he picked the Lord of the Rings trilogy extended version as a kind of Christmas Day watch.
Interesting.
Yeah. So what would your perfect Christmas Day comfort movie watch be?
I like It's a Wonderful Life a lot. I like that one.
Yeah.
Most whatever Jimmy Stewart movie, but I don't think James Cagney ever had really a Christmas movie that I can think of.
Yankee Doodle Dandy must have a Christmas scene in it.
Would you say that's?
I think it's not a Christmas movie, but it's a movie that would be shown at Christmas, I think.
I don't know that I have like a straightforward. I gotta watch this on Christmas. Maybe besides It's a Wonderful Life, which even then sometimes my wife's is White Christmas. She likes that movie a lot.
Yeah.
But we're watching like all the what people might call Christmas adjacent or like the controversial ones this year. We're watching Die Hard. We're watching Lethal Weapon, Batman Returns. I might even decide The Thing is set at Christmas. I don't know.
Hey, it's, yeah. Your grave. No, that I don't know. Maybe Lucifer's watching that at Christmas. That's that and Irreversible.
That's
hell of
right.
a double bill.
Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Gremlins, yeah.
My wife is scared of that show.
Well, that is. I've got on a Magic Secret Service lined up. I've got It's a Wonderful Life, and I do have Gremlins lined up as well.
I feel like I gotta watch it.
Yeah. Horror movies though, I'm not sure yet. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I want to watch something new that I haven't watched yet.
For Christmas horror movies?
Yeah, I want to watch.
Are there many besides like slashers?
Well, this is where we call to the chat and say, Pete, what's out there that we should watch? As far as a new Christmas horror movie, there's that one that's out. What was that?
I was going to say Krampus. That's not new.
No. We talked about that in the last Christmas show. Krampus actually would make quite a good Sunday afternoon Christmas movie.
Uh-huh.
You know, because it's
What about like some of those like Sinterklaas or Sint? About Sint?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Maybe or they had another one that was like that. It was very similar, but not Sint. Silent Night, Deadly Night. There's Rare Exports. Huh?
Exports.
You ever see that Rare Exports movie?
I did. Yeah, I can't remember anything about it.
Yeah. Where like the little Santa Clauses running around and they were just actually like elves and a bunch of weird naked old dudes. Jack Frost.
Weird naked old dudes. I remember that movie. That was terrible. That was a terrible movie.
What are you doing watching that?
I was on that hot toddy and paracetamol.
Oh, it's all a blur.
I'll say hi there to Apoc252. Thanks for joining us tonight and coming in. Actually, if anybody wants to visit Epoc's channel as well, he does a cracking wee channel that gives you little short updates on everything to do with the geek world, as it were, comics and movies and stuff. Give it a look. I haven't watched Home Alone in years.
I suppose that could be a horror
Yeah,
movie.
I actually might watch that now that you mentioned it there. I haven't actually watched that in years. Do you know what I said I was going to watch, but I haven't watched yet, and I keep saying I'm going to watch it? That one with the wee kid, The Christmas Story or something.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
Still haven't watched it. So I should probably put that on my list.
It's got a sequel now on Netflix. So
that was that Bob Clark that made that originally?
I'm not sure.
Ooh, don't know, because he made Porky's. That's good.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure.
Animatronic Killer Santa on the Rampage. Like, okay, that's it. That's what we're going to watch. Just sold us on that. Get Shudder for that. Not my
you don't
mom.
have Shudder? I'm shocked.
No, not yet. No, not yet. I mean, no spoilers, but what do you think of the last season there, Monkeys? Just, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for me. Yeah, that's great. I really enjoyed that. I'll watch that again. Pete got me a copy of that kindly for last Christmas.
I was going to say, Pete loves that movie.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think he was watching it again the other day.
We're talking Gilmore, right?
Yes, Pete Gilmore.
Yes, I was going to say Gilmore. As long as I've known him, he's been like, it's Christmas time, which means Sint.
Wow. Home Alone, right?
I don't think I want to see that movie.
I don't think so. Is that a family movie about a dog?
Oh, it's a family movie. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a family movie. He said it's a kids
like
movie.
Something else.
Kids movie.
17 plus, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh dear.
See, right behind you gets it.
That's
That's
oh
one of them
dear.
Rule 43 movies, isn't it?
Oh. So yeah, it looks like I'm getting shuddered. No, no, I've you know, I'm not watching any superhero stuff for a year. I think I
Oh,
mentioned
really?
that to you.
Is
Yeah,
that like a vow of silence?
it's kind of is. I've just decided because it's all crap that I'm not going to watch any superhero stuff for a year. It might have been after watching the Batman that I made
Not
that
even old
decision.
stuff? You couldn't turn on like the Phantom or
Well, I'm going to watch Batman Returns, and
Mhm.
I would watch the Christopher Reeve Superman or something like that, maybe.
Okay.
You know, because they're terrific movies. But no, I'm
Right.
not watching any new superhero stuff
Oh, new
for
superhero stuff. No, I don't blame
a
you.
year. Yeah, I'm not watching any Marvel stuff. I'm not watching any DC stuff. So you know, I wouldn't be watching Black Adam or anything. I'm just kind of done with all that right now.
Right.
And I got Paramount Plus so that I could watch Tulsa King.
Mm.
Which is actually kind of reminds me a bit of Peaky Blinders.
Really?
Yep. Yep. So yeah, I'm just saying mostly thumbs up. Movie to follow. That's for Peaky Blinders. So I watched Tulsa King, and I've realised I kind of just want to watch TV shows now about things that don't involve superheroes.
I don't know. That's understandable. I get that.
Yeah,
So
I
many more
think
stories out there.
I broke. It's not bad. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, I broke my rule so I could watch Werewolf by Night because I thought to myself that's actually a horror show.
I looked at the spoilers and kind of went, meh.
It's enjoyable. The guy that plays Jack Russell, although they don't call him Jack Russell, shame on them, is good, and the way that they do Man Thing is terrific. It's a wee bit cutesy, but
Sure.
it looks great. And after it, I thought, you know, I'd watch a road movie with these two characters. So, but it's Marvel, MCU. They'll ruin it. If they have
Right.
one thing that's working now, they'll just ruin it. So yeah, I think I watched episode 1 and episode 7, I think, of She-Hulk. It could have been 7 or 8.
Oh, you poor man.
If I watched the first one, it was terrible. Then I watched. I thought weeks went by. Well, I'll watch another one and see if it's got any worse. And I had. And then that's when I thought, nah.
I haven't watched anything since WandaVision.
Yeah, I wish I'd done that.
That's movie and TV. None of it. I just said like, I'm good. Spider-Man doesn't count. The No Way Home. I saw that. It's more of a Sony product, but
yeah, why watch subpar superhero content when you can watch made for TV 70s horror movies? Exactly.
That's a good question.
Exactly. Yeah. And Black Adam was forgettable. So Doctor yeah, I'm just kind of like, they're all 2.5 hours as well.
It was extremely safe. Like anything that you think is going to happen probably is going to happen in like an A to B to C to D story. Like I watched the trailer and I sussed out about 90% of what I was looking at. Just it's safe.
Yeah. I mean, Werewolf by Night was about 50 odd minutes. So it was like, it does what it says in the tin. It's Werewolf by Night, you know. So it's enjoyable. You know.
Who on earth greenlit She-Hulk? I don't know if that's what we're laughing about, but I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing about. Oh man, right. Well, right. Return to Tubi then, because we are going to do this. We'll do a Hammer House of Horror. I think we'll do it. Will we do it in sequence?
We could do that.
Or will I pick what I think are the best ones?
Sure. Greatest hits.
Greatest hits? Okay, we'll go with greatest hits. So we'll just watch it in sequence then. No. The whole concept was terrible, and there's not enough bourbon.
I'll be right back. Chat, keep this man talking.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, She-Hulk. I'm going to talk about She-Hulk then. Why not? She-Hulk, the comic book, as created by Stan Lee and John Buscema, the first issue back in the day. It's an amazing kind of like first issue of how to do a kind of like an origin story and get the ball rolling. The TV show looked at that comic book and went, "That's crap. We'll not do that," or they didn't bother looking at all. The actual comic, under different creators throughout the 80s, 70s and 80s, was really good. And it's kind of like the first attempt that Marvel had at doing something like Deadpool, where you had a character who was aware they were in a comic, and it wasn't just that; it was like sexy, it was funny, and when John Byrne was working on it, and you would look forward to reading it every month. Fast forward to modern day, and you've got people working in TV who do not understand what made the comic work, do not understand what the character was, who the character was, and decided they want to just push their own kind of agenda on screen with this female character, essentially pushing, instead of promoting kind of like a feminist agenda, they kind of like put it back by about 200 years on the TV show. So yeah, She-Hulk as a character worked really well at that period of time in Marvel Comics, even when she was a member of the Fantastic Four. And
Great in Fantastic Four.
yeah, and but what they did in the TV show was an abomination.
He was there.
I know he was there as well.
Now I learned just to watch the highlights, the clips. See what's
Yeah, the
going
talking to
on,
the camera. Talking to the camera was painful. The problem was that in the comic it was great. In the comic, she would do things like she would like come out the panels instead and start walking through letters pages and editorial bits and that.
They tried to do that.
Yeah, and John Byrne would have fun with the whole format of what a comic book was.
Mm-hmm.
The TV show couldn't do that because the people making it weren't skilled craftsmen that had worked in TV and film long enough to understand exactly what it was that they were deconstructing.
Right.
You know, so they just had to make snarky comments to the camera every now and then.
There was an article I'd read about one of the executives saying, like, if you're a fan of the comics, they don't want to hire you. That's a red flag. They want that separate. They don't want fans of the comics writing. So at that point, it was really confirmed for me. Kind of about what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. They're very good. I was a bit dubious at first when he started doing them. He's taking like old photographs from the old shows and giving his original kind of stories, but he does a pretty good job. They are good. Evening there, Nick. How you doing? I should plug. I could do a plug now. Nick's there. Hang on. Yeah, hang on. Is there anything else good on Tubi? Say something while I find what I'm going to plug.
I don't even know. It depends on what you're looking for, but like I like to say, Tubi is like the going into a movie store and seeing all kinds of like old stuff in the, like when you go to the horror section and you see like Return of the Swamp Thing. You don't see that kind of stuff on regular streaming.
You know, I was watching on Tubi. It isn't horror. I was watching Soap.
You were watching Soap.
Soap. Remember the old sitcom Soap? Billy Crystal was in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just one evening I just started watching Soap, and I don't know if it's a side effect of my VPN, but it glitches whenever the adverts come on and then jumps ahead of the adverts and just keeps playing, which is quite good because it's almost like it's cutting out the adverts.
Hey, they got that Christopher Lee Dracula where he hardly said anything.
Oh man, yeah,
they got Asylum.
Well, that was a Jess Franco Dracula, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or Count Dracula. Yep.
Jess Franco. Still got to do a show just for Pete in the chat there, which was Jess Franco. Right.
Masters of the Universe. So many good things. If you guys don't have VPNs, you need to get a VPN and watch some of this stuff.
Yeah. Oh. I'm almost there. Nick will be going now.
What's that? Oh.
Yeah, indeed. Franco. Oh, Okay. Merry Christmas to PJ as well.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I think we'll call it OMG Franco. When we do get around to it, we'll just call it OMG Franco. Right, okay.
Why not?
No, guys, I this is not doing what I wanted to do. Could you
What are you
believe
trying to
that?
make it do?
To be honest, I'm not too sure.
You and me both.
Oh, right, okay.
The chat
Right.
makes 3.
I'm going on to YouTube, so we're going to have one of these moments we like to do where you and I sit and watch you and I watching you and I
Oh yeah,
live on YouTube. They're always fun.
they got Bride of the Reanimator and Reanimator on there. They got
and
the
they're all kind of good quality stuff as well.
Yeah, typically. I mean, I've seen some stuff with like VHS tracking lines on them and stuff like that, but that's because it never made it to DVD in the first place.
Yeah, there's I've been watching episodes when I'm working up and just doing stuff. Episodes of Maverick, just to get a wee kind of James Garner fix. They're always
got some Dark Shadows.
Yeah,
I guess the
Pete
Nightmare on
watches
Elm
that.
Street
Doesn't
remake. Ouch. What's that?
Pete watches that as well. Dark Shadows. When he's not. He's a very big Dark Shadows fan.
Interesting. I think I saw a little bit of it when I was.
I think he watches it when
I
he's
was a
drawing.
kid.
You know, so he's sitting there drawing Jack the Ripper,
sure.
Vampire Hunter, and watching Dark Shadows.
They used to pair that with when I was a kid on Sci-Fi in the mornings. They would pair that with Doctor Who, so it'd be like the Tom Baker Doctor Who with some Dark Shadows. It's like a British Power Hour in the morning or something like that.
Hour.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, for goodness sake. Right. Okay. That's all I have to do. That's all I have to do. The reason I'm taking so long is because I've got my Wacom all set up and it's to my side here. It's to the side of it, and I can't actually see the screen on it.
Oh,
and the mouse my mouse keeps disappearing.
For a second, like.
Yeah, it keeps disappearing onto that instead of like here. So share screen, I've finally got stuff sorted. Find the window, let's share. So yeah, Nick, who's in the chat there on the old Facebookie, is going to be joining me and Lucifer in the new year to do a pagan horror movie special 21 days from now. So the horror show is back, and it's a pagan. It's actually technically it's folk horror, but folk horror doesn't sound as good as pagan horror. So, you know, yeah, I know, folk that. It's a pagan horror movie special that we're going to be doing.
Are you going to be talking elevated horror?
Yeah, we're going to be talking the elevated horror. We're going to be. I'm just going to be talking The Wicker Man because it's probably one of the greatest movies ever made. And again, it's another movie I'm going to be watching at Christmas, specifically for this.
Yeah, Wicker Man's okay, but have you seen? I'm going to try not to make fun of it, but I'm going to Midsommar.
You know, I still haven't, but I'm going to watch it just for this special.
It is the Wicker Man 1.5.
But I'm going to watch Blood on Satan's Claw. So he'll be heads up, Nick. These will be like the main movies because Blood on Satan's Claw is kind of like the forerunner, the predecessor of all these kind of movies. And yeah, so we're just going to chat about this kind of stuff, freeform, see where we end up going and what we end up talking about.
Makes sense.
So that will be the next show that we do. And of course, I'll drop a link in for Statto, the pagan Statto, if he wants to join us on that evening as well.
I'd truly be lost in that conversation.
Yeah,
that show down.
Yeah, well, you will be more than welcome to join us anyway.
Thank you.
Because it's Team Dark. So stop sharing. There you go. Yeah. So just can't wait for that one. Looking so forward to it. Hey, the Wicker Man again, because it's the Wicker Man. I know, and hello there to PJ.
Yeah. Having to address that horror elephant Christmas elephant in the room.
Oh, this is PJ. This is PJ who couldn't make it. Has now made it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Hey.
If pagan horror were a tea flavor, what do you suppose?
Thanks for joining us, PJ. Yeah, I had to think for a second there because, trolling that's Pete trolling his mate there in the old room. Alistair Sims, Scrooge. Oh, is there a good Is there a good version of that out there that you can actually watch? Because every version of that I've seen is really bad.
I've got a
like really,
DVD version that's pretty good.
is it? I've always
Mhm.
the copy I've got is all washed out.
No. This is like remastered and stuff like that. I'm sure they have to have it on Blu-ray. Come on,
Yeah, I should probably
check
check.
Germany.
Yeah, tonics. Yeah, the problem with a lot of this is terrible. No,
It's on
I've
Blu-ray.
upgraded my telly. I've got like a 4K telly now.
Oh, look at you all fancy dance,
I
looking at
know. I'm
people's
so look at
tours and
me.
stuff.
I know. Just DVDs are like really shit on it though. Just like
Yeah,
awful.
that's why I didn't want to upgrade. Like 1080 DVDs upscale, they look nice, but from what I understand, the 4Ks, it's you might as well forget it.
Yeah, Blu-rays look great on it, but yeah, DVDs just look awful. So I
Yeah.
mean, the copy of the Scrooge just looks terrible in the version I've got. But
Oh man,
God, if I put it on this telly, it'd be.
no, they've got it on Blu-ray. I'm looking at it for $15.99 US.
Oh, right, okay, right. So there is a remaster one. Yeah, I'm way behind on everything.
In color? I almost spit my drink out. Keep those color crayons away. But yeah, they got remastered.
Yeah, because that was the only version you could get. It was like it was really kind of washed out colored version.
Oh no, I got a black and white version of my DVD.
Ah, cool. Right. Okay. Well, thanks, PJ, as well. I'm going to have to look at that. Cheers, Nick. But I'm not watching it. I'm not watching any coloured versions. Oh, I missed that. Faceless. Yeah. Did you end up buying like the Blu-ray of that? Because that's a Franco film, just Franco.
Which one?
Faceless. I'm right,
Oh.
aren't I? I am right, Peter. I'm not getting mixed up with something else. Well, this is great. StreamYard is now not letting me click on anything.
I can click on stuff. Look at me. Ha ha ha. Black and white is the best. I agree. Now it's my show. Ha ha. Pete said I'm with the birds. No, I want to see that because it's complimenting me.
What did you?
No color eyes.
The crazy Santa bird is taking over my StreamYards. Let's hang on. Let's see if it's working now. Yay, it's working now. Hey, it's the Wicker Man. I'm just going to keep clicking on that.
I had to threaten to take over, and it was like, no.
Yeah, we did an old stream about 25 years ago, I think, the CG UK one, where we were talking about the greatest British horror movie. And
is that when you were still on Google Hangouts?
Yeah, probably. It was awful. And they were all going on about how American Werewolf in London, but they were, of course, all wrong because it is the Wicker Man.
I remember that.
It is the Wicker Man, and it will always be the Wicker Man. And American Werewolf in London is an American movie disguised as a British movie.
What? What was the argument? It was filmed in Britain. It has mostly British actors. So
it's got a double-decker bus in it. I think that was the argument.
But it's got American money and an American star and director. That was the argument. Okay.
I watched it again. See, when you're not well, it's like you just pop them in and watch them, don't you? And it's like it's a really good movie. God, I've forgotten how good American Werewolf in London was. And one of the reasons I watched it was I teach two afternoons of the week. I teach school kids photography, and
great night.
See you, Nick. Looking forward to our pagan chat. So one of the kids, so it was the 15-year-old lassie, was saying that she likes watching horror movies with her brother.
Right.
And she was asking me if I watched. Oh yeah, well, I like watching horror movies. And I said, so what have you watched recently? And she went, The Terrifier.
Oh, that's been like a trend. Like everybody's been.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, whoa, because that's an extreme movie for 15-year-old lassie to be watching, kind of thing. And so she asked me to recommend some movies, and I recommended An American Werewolf in London because I thought, you know what, it still stands up. It's got a good story. And
you didn't accidentally say Paris, did you? Like,
no. Yeah, that's. I totally understand that. Our argument was the greatest British horror movie, and I just don't consider it British because it's a Landis movie. It's a John Landis movie. You know, I think the director kind of makes all the difference in the movie, and the writers and everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
I've
tell
seen Terrifier 1. No, I haven't seen 2 yet.
There was supposed to be, I think Landis had a script for American Werewolf in Paris. He had, but it was very, very different from what ended up in the movie, and I don't think he ever released it. And he said he probably never will, but it was very different. I would have loved to have seen it.
Yep. I was watching all the extras on it as well. Tell you what, it was kind of great watching a movie where you're looking at the telephones and the TV and everything at the time and thinking, I remember when it was like that, and everything was much slower. You know, there weren't as many cars in the street, and it also makes for better storytelling in movies because there's no mobile phones or.
That's what I was thinking when I was watching Die Hard. Like just a cell phone would have ruined the entire movie.
Yeah, it's like every movie now should be a period piece, just because of that.
Yeah, cuts the plot holes down for sure.
Yeah, definitely worth the price for admission. She's really good in it as well, and she's the emotional center. I think she does more work than the script actually gives her.
Yeah, but we all know the best role goes to Frank Oz. Mr. Kessler, please, Mr. Kessler, hold on, calm, please, Mr. Kessler. Oh, Mr. Kessler, that is finest moment.
she's finest hour. Until he directed, of course. Little Shop of Horror.
I liked him better in Spies Like Us.
Yeah,
as the teacher that was like sitting there watching him cheat. That was great.
he's got such a good face for that kind of stuff. Oh man, I don't know what to expect now when I'm going to sit and watch Midsummer.
Yeah, you're gonna throw your hot toddy at the screen, I bet you.
Yeah. Yeah, I
guess I made his Christmas somehow.
Yeah.
Did have Lindsay Drew.
Yeah, they would all that stuff in the sex cinema. You'd be hard pressed to kind of like people watching that would be like, what exactly is this?
Right.
The scenes are terrific though, because that kind of matter of fact quality was very much British kind of sex comedies that were made in the 70s did have.
Which one are you talking about? The one that was in London?
Yeah, American Werewolf in London. They did have that kind of feel about them.
That made me laugh. I told you never to cheat on me again. I never met you. Oh, sorry.
I think that's Pete giving you 2 thumbs up for your Frank Oz.
Yeah. The only impression I know how to do.
No, you please, come on, you taking us for mugs or something?
I wondered if you'd forgot. Very nice
no,
to remember.
You do a wonderful kind of like who's that old Western guy again? Gabby, what's his name?
Gabby.
Not Gabby.
Walter Brennan.
Walter Brennan. There you go.
Walter Brennan. Since the last time I did a show,
I've just created a character called Gabby Yates in my head. it's a cowboy called Gabby Yates.
Be a Gabby, to be fair.
Yeah, he does Gabby. Yeah, Walter Brennan. Yeah. That's
such an odd thing for like. I did that impression when I was like a little kid, and it's such a weird impression for a little kid to do. When everybody else is like watching Barney and stuff, I'm doing Walter.
Does everybody like move away from you slowly when you started doing it?
Well, that's the problem. Most people just didn't get it. It was just like, oh, that's a funny voice, and I'm sitting here just like, you uncultured a-holes. But yeah, is a good impression really that good if nobody knows what it is?
Yes, well, if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound?
Right.
It's weird because I was thinking like, wait a minute.
Welsh Wicker Man. Oh, I was going to say that's not like Wicker Man in Istanbul, is it?
Oh yeah, so it's on Tubi as well. Yeah, cool.
Yep, that is.
Yeah, we'll be firing up Tubi and watching. Well, you'll be firing up Tubi and watching. I'll send you the episodes to have a look at, and you can have a look at them, and then we'll do a Hammer House of Horror. I'll give you the background on how I watched it as well, which I could just essentially the background to how I watched it was the next day you would go to school and you would all be at the playground talking about this amazing thing you'd seen the night before. That's what it was. It was like an experience. So I don't know how you'll view it, but probably you should try and view it through the lens of what it was like when you watched Tales from the Crypt. Okay, so when you're at a young age and you're watching,
they're a little
something like
hammier. I think they're just fun now. I mean, like if you don't take it seriously, it's not like the new planet, or not new planet, the new Twilight Zone, how they took themselves very, very seriously.
Oh yeah,
like
too seriously.
If you don't do that and you watch it for what it is, it's a great time. If you're expecting like serious acting, Tales from the Crypt sucks. Because everybody's like twisting their mustaches and hamming it up like, I just murdered you. It's very 50s comics. So I mean, like,
yeah, totally.
They go for it, which is I love.
It's crazy. So yeah, I was just trying to think now. Well, there was something I thought I was going to mention tonight. I can't try to remember what it was. Nah. I'll mention it on January the 6th. We do our next show.
I'm kind of surprised. Is that the next one, or is it going to? 2024. You're saying?
Oh yeah, I'll be 2024. This will be our last, because this is our last show. Is this our first show of 2020? No, 2023. It'll be. This is 2022, isn't it?
Yeah. See, it seems like 2023.
Right. I bet PG's glad he joined us. This is riveting stuff. This. We should be doing it in the voice of Walter Brennan. This is what year is it?
This is the wind down. This is the wind down to the show.
Something else. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, actually was going to mention, Elsa's not dead. Everybody's back to Elsa's Dark. Werewolves and Vampires is actually, thanks Pete, is actually now, it's gone up from 52 pages to 92 pages. So I'm a masochist. And it's just getting it finished is a priority now, because I've got my Tales of Mystery and Imagination book, which is finished. It's been finished for months, but I don't want to launch it until I've fulfilled the previous campaign, because it's just it's not a good show, to do that. It's just not good form. So I've got everything's here, everything's done. It's just that final Elsa Dark book to get printed, and I had a print job done of it, a proof, and I looked at it when it was 64 pages, and I didn't like it, and I thought, nah, I can't put out something that I don't like. So that's how it's expanded to like 92 pages now, and so I'm beginning to like it and the way it's coming together. So so eventually it will come together, and it will go out there for those of you that are watching it back. That's where it stands right now. So you're going to get if the postmen aren't on strike, which they are right now over here, it'll be that heavy. It'll give them a hernia. Yeah, that's what I was going to mention, actually. Yep, just an update on Elsa Dark. Cheers, Pete. And Pete's got like an amazing commissioned piece coming from me as part of that as well. I'll share it with everybody if he allows me once it's completely drawn. He doesn't know what it is yet. Well, he kind of does, but he doesn't.
That's very intriguing.
Yeah.
I should do that to people, like, you know what it is, but you don't, and then they'll be like, eh?
Well, he knows it's Caroline Munro related.
Of course.
Because I think he said something about. Maybe I remember he mentioned something about Hammer related. So so I went down a sexy Hammer route.
Very nice.
Which is strangely one that I tend to go down quite often. Don't know why that is, but I do.
What I've never known you to touch Hammer related stuff ever.
Never. It's Hammer time. It always is.
If it's not Hammer in Istanbul, it's On the
See,
back burner.
when I was putting together that intro, it was like I thought, okay, I need to do the Dracula in Istanbul. It's got to be in there. Do you know? Because I've got my stuff up at Redbubble and I've got it up on Teespring as well. Do you know what I've actually sold? Is it on Tubi? T-shirts.
How many?
2.
I was going to say 2.
2.
Very nice.
I have yet to sell. Just the one. Hit it with a shovel. The many more
Nobody
than
knows
that.
what Tubi is over there, do they?
But that's it. That's like, but they're in America though. Teespring and that, and Redbubble too. So you know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I was going to say. Well, Tubi even over here is like, it's like a weird kind of thing. People kind of know what it is, but nobody ever really goes to it. It almost seems like it's almost like it's shady, like it's like the underbelly of streaming or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably the most above the board and commercial looking thing you could get. Yeah.
Well, I think that
I say that the occasional really dodgy movie comes up.
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of, like, from 1 to 10, all kinds of stuff on there. Like, it's truly a grab bag. But I think like the originals they have are fairly B movie. Like, they don't have something like Downton Abbey or The Boys or something to really draw people in original wise. It's just old movies.
Yeah.
Anything that's like 4 or 5 years out usually goes on there, and anything newer than that gets like a 2-week, 3-week thing, and they'll tell you it's gone real quick after 2 weeks or something like. But yeah, I like it for, you just can't find this stuff on other things.
And it's got John Wayne movies on it as well, so that's always good.
Got a lot of classics on there, yeah.
Something I did want to mention. Remember we were going to do a ranking show about full moon movies.
I remember that.
Yeah. I think we'll do that again, because there's a lot of them on Tubi.
There are a lot of those on Tubi. Not all of them have anything to do with anything, because it's weird stuff in there. But
we'd never get around to doing that, but I think we will get around to doing that, because I think that'd be quite an interesting one to do, and we'll just pull some people in and we'll rank them. Because I was thinking about that, and also kind of like recently, just the other week there, because we did a fun ranking show on the Albert Payan movies, and he just passed away the other week, which was kind of sad, because I'm a big fan of his movies, especially the Nemesis and Brain Smasher and his Captain America and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I was thinking, it'd be quite cool just do another wee ranking show. Yes.
People love it. Cut my head with a shovel shirt.
That's brilliant. Yeah, I guessed it was Pete that had that, but I can remember now. Yeah. The shovel. The Vampire Lovers stuff, that sells well, that t-shirt. So another thing, if I actually could just like give up the day job and everything else and just do these things, I would be quite good fun. But yeah, I actually went to class the other week there. Indeed, it's kind of like a low budget kind of trailblazer, especially the video days. But yeah, I went to class the other day, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was my one of my students was sitting wearing a Vampire Hunters t-shirt. It was one of mine. And I thought, brilliant.
Vindicated.
Yep, I know. Seeing them out there in the wild, it was great. But I'm corrupting the youth of today. It's good to be my claim to fame. I know. Thank you. Somebody's got to do it.
And you are that somebody.
I am indeed.
Thank you.
You've been doing, thank you. You've been doing lots of wee cards, haven't you? Still for Charlie's London.
Yeah, I'm on out of 250. I am on card number 180. I finished 180.
So 180 Charlie Chaplin themed cards.
So far, yep.
Wow.
And then
how many did you do for the first campaign?
250, and I'll do 250 for this. It'll be 500 by the time we're done.
Wow.
And I have to think that I'm done.
Yeah.
I think
I was done after that one comic book that I had to draw with Charlie, and I was like,
Nah, but it's good. It's good practice.
Never
it's good
again.
practice.
Hey, I might do that actually, so I can get one for myself. Wullie and Statto at the movies. I dropped it at the movies now. It's just Wullie and Statto. Did you notice that?
I didn't.
I'm rebranding.
You're rebranding. By just cutting a couple of words up.
Aye, exactly.
Instead of
it makes it a lot easier to put the thumbnails together as well.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, and then we just do the old sneaky re-edits for the other videos.
Shout!
Becoming the William Castle of streaming.
The Tingler.
The Tingler. I watched. Yeah.
Did we touch on any William Castle movies?
We watched House on Haunted Hill.
That's right. Well, I mean, besides that one, like we didn't do like 13 Ghosts or.
No, we didn't. No.
Tingler or.
Yeah. Again, Pete got me a nice William Castle box set. It's a housewarming gift. I'm living in my new haunted house.
Nice. What's in it?
A terrific documentary about William Castle is kind of like the one of the best documentaries I've seen to do with anything like that. So I gave that a good watch. And the Tingler is in there. And
beautiful.
I can tell you the ones that are actually in this box set because I've got loads of other ones as well. But 13 Ghosts is in there. And,
of course it is.
And
House on Haunted Hill's got to be in there.
No, it's not as part of that box set. It's not.
Oh wow!
I'm going to have a look around because I can't remember what the ones are that are in the box set. It's a bit like with my Hammer box sets. They're all got 4 films in them, but I couldn't tell you which 4 films are in which box set. But yes, I go to is always the Tingler 13 Ghosts. I've got the old American release of 13 Ghosts as well, which comes with the Ghost Sphere. They've got the Ghost Sphere in it.
Right.
Which was a strange thing where you either look through one color to see the ghosts or to not see the ghosts.
Right, yeah. It was like a black, it was like a 3D glasses or something, wasn't it? Or one of them was blue or red. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 3D glasses, but there was like just one strip that went along the top. It was one color, and one strip that went along the bottom that was another color.
Makes sense. That's
and
cool.
you held one over, and it's kind of like people were saying, like, you know, when the documentary, people were saying, I mean, it's good to have a gimmick, but what kids, you know, would actually not want to see the ghosts,
right?
You know, yeah. I'm just checking what's in it. Homicidal and Mr. Sardonicus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the ones. Which I've still not watched that, or Homicidal. I haven't seen them in years. I need to watch them.
Cool.
That's the problem when you watch the documentary first as well. It's like it shows you everything that's in the movies, and you're like, oh, I need to wait a few months to watch one of these movies.
Right. It's like, let's start with the special features before we watch the movie.
But I did watch the Tingler. I like the Tingler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic Vincent Price stuff.
It does indeed.
Was Scream and Scream Again Castle or no?
No, Scream and Scream Again was Gordon Hessler.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
I showed the trailer in Forbidden Worlds.
Yeah.
Huh.
That'd be great. I'd enjoy that. That was Gordon Hessler who made. I'm trying to make sure I get the right one here. I believe it was the Golden Voyage of Sinbad,
right?
Starring Caroline Munro, of course. And he also made because Scream Again doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's a weird movie.
Which is also on Tubi, by the way.
Is it? Oh, nice. He also made. And excuse me. Hang on a second. Take a swig of my magic water here.
You'll get through there.
He made a ninja movie called
The
Pray for
Golden
Death.
Voyage of... Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, because I'm getting old. Pray for Death, I believe, is the one. I'm going to have to Google it to make sure it is. I'm sure it is, because I've got the German Blu-ray of it.
Of course you do.
It's a Shogashugi movie. You seen many Shogashugi movies?
No.
Right. No, I'm right. Pray for Death. Gordon Hessler made Pray for Death, and Pray for Death it was severely cut in the UK. It was one of these kind of like ninja movies, which is dead gory and all that kind of stuff. It looks tacky and kind of like trashy now.
Right.
And God, that was one of his biggest hits with Shogashugi. But his real name, his real kind of like, I would say, breakout movie, the movie that he's most known for and respected for, is Kiss Meet the Phantom of the Park.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's a masterpiece. Produced by Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that.
Do you not remember we watched the trailer back at a Team Dark back in the day?
Phantom of the Park. Oh, is that the one with the
Yeah, that's the
musical one?
That's the one. Yep.
I pushed it out of my memory.
Oh.
Everyone says it's good, but I don't know. I'm skeptical.
It's not good. It's terrible. It's awful. Oh. It's one of the worst movies ever made. Gordon Hessler made really bad movies, but enjoyably bad movies. And I think.
Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of that. The Phantom of the, the musical one.
Oh, it's Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's a brilliant movie. Brian De Palma.
Everybody likes that one.
Oh, love that movie. I watch that movie once or twice a year, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, that'll be a Christmas movie. I'll watch that. That's a good shout. Thanks for that. I love that movie. I mean, it was always like a Rocky Horror Show, the People Rock Out of Picture show, which is good. But Phantom of the Paradise is a much better movie than Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is still good. But yeah. Oh, you've got Beef singing away in the shower and getting the plunge on the face. You've got it's great stuff. You've got the split screen stuff. You've got the Juicy Fruits singing at the beginning. Yeah.
I can hear the passion in your voice.
Love it. I love that movie. Yeah. What can I say? Is anybody still watching?
I think we still got 5.
Yay! We started with 5. We're going to end with 5.
They could possibly fell asleep listening.
Did we scare PJ off? just apologise to him, Pete, if we did. Yeah. What do you know? What I was lighted up to watch as well. Oh, he made the Oblong Box, and he also made Cry of the Banshee as well. So he made a lot of these movies around that time. It was used to turn up on TV a lot when I was a kid. So I kind of loved them because I remember watching them through my, with your hands over your face, thinking you're going to see really horrible stuff.
Right.
I think I get muffled there because I actually put my hands over my face like that when I was talking there. But yeah, we make these kind of. It was AIP that he worked for. He distributed those movies anyway. I remember we were always reading interviews with Christopher Wicking, who would write all these films back in the day. He'd always be. What was great about PJ's still there, cool. What was great about these movies back then, and the people who made these movies, was they didn't care afterwards what they said. They would talk shit about everybody they worked with and tell you exactly what they thought.
Well, things were very different back then without the internet.
Yeah, but it was great because you'd read interviews and magazines and that. Whereas nowadays people are just, they wouldn't tell you. It's like, oh no, we all get on fine, and they all hate each other.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but you would have like somebody who's worked, on a movie, and they'd say my script was a work of genius, and they butchered it, and then they'd make a movie with the same people again, 6 months time.
Of course.
I loved all that, and that's kind of gone now. It's mostly just everybody else moaning and arguing on the internet about it.
It's kind of the same stuff over and over.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just a wee
We're all trapped in
This
Groundhog
side
Day.
there. We are indeed. But Kiss Me the Phantom of the Park, yeah, fantastic stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at stuff. He also made Raging Honor. That was another Shoga Shugi ninja movie.
No, never heard of it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's some Shoga Shugis on Tubi.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. The Shoga Shugi films were big on VHS. They weren't as good as the Sam Firstenberg Ninja movies. So,
Right.
Revenge of the Ninja, Ninja 3: The Domination, American Ninja 2. Those are kind of like, those are the classics.
Sure.
And even Enter the Ninja, which wasn't a Firstenberg one, but
Was a Canon. I just got a Canon box set not too long ago.
What?
Yeah.
Do tell. What's in your Canon box set?
Well, it's nothing absolutely special. You probably have every single one of them. It's just DVD.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It is. Here it is. Bombs, Babes, and Blockbusters of Canon Films. We're looking at Missing in Action, the first one.
Yeah.
Or
we did a whole show on that. Yeah.
Invasion USA.
Oh yeah.
Cobra. The first Delta Force.
The first Delta Force, yeah.
Masters of the Universe. It's not a Canon collection without Over the Top.
Yeah. Oh, we still get around to that. God. Bloodsport, yep.
The Hitman with Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a Canon one, wasn't it? Oh.
Hellbound with Chuck Norris.
So was that. Yeah.
And Electric Boogaloo, the Canon documentary.
Okay, yeah, that's all right. That's not bad at all.
I mean, it's a budget set, really. It was $20.
Yeah,
$18.99. That's as close as you're going to get to a Canon box. Well, no, there are a couple others. There's another one with it's got all three Missing in Action movies: Invasion USA, Exterminator, Ninja 3, Cyborg, and Death Wish 2.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Over the top. We did get into that just for not my mum because he's going to be our expert in the chat when we get down to that one.
Right.
Where I'm wrestling. I've only got that in VHS, and now with my new telly, I'm kind of like almost crying if I put it. No VHS, and I've got it in DVD, but it looks like I'm watching VHS when I put it in my new telly. That's how bad it is.
Don't you have a smaller television that's still 1080 that makes your DVDs look good?
I do. I've still got my other one because it's my 3D telly as well. And I don't want to give up my 3D.
Feel terrible. Yeah. Feel terrible if you're without good DVDs.
Yeah. That's Classic Stone. That's I'm watching that Tulsa King. Just bring me back to that. It's actually, it's quite good. But because jumping right back to about 20 minutes ago or whatever it was, because I'm not watching any of that superhero crap or any of that anymore, or any day with Star Wars or any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
I'm watching other shows which are grown up.
Yeah.
And kind of like, oh, hang on a minute, this is like TV that I used to watch. I did do something when I watched those 2 episodes of She-Hulk. I went and I started watching Boston Legal.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is how you do a funny, witty, kind of like,
right,
irreverent sort of like a PC sort of like a show that everybody could enjoy. How did people forget that's how you did it? So now that I'm watching shows like that, I watched the show about George Jones and Tammy Wynette, which is really good as well because me, I like my country music.
Right.
So yeah, I'm for the whole year I'm going to just watch grown up TV and none of that MCU rubbish.
Well, there's a lot of stories to tell. It's just they kind of tell the same stuff over and over again. I think the only thing that Hollywood really has to offer anymore is just the giant spectacle stuff. Everything else is pretty much done better in smaller movies, indie stuff. Yeah. I mean, even camera quality, you can shoot a really nice looking movie on your iPhone now. So doing an independent, a crime movie or something like that can easily be done. Well, not easily, but I mean, it can be done pretty cheaply.
Yep.
So Yeah, I'm there too. My wife and we've been going back and watching like a lot of 80s and 90s stuff. That's kind of where her heart is. So
You watched Top Gun, didn't you? Maverick.
yeah,
Yeah, because I watched that.
that was like most people said, that's like one of those bright spots that kind of comes out just to say hello and then leaves.
That was yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was really a lot of fun.
It's funny
And
how straightforward it was.
yeah, I never really liked Top Gun either.
Yeah. Oh
So I'm
yeah.
going to have to revisit Top Gun now. I'll probably enjoy it more in retrospect, having
You'll
watched that.
probably just go, no, it's just the sequel. Tom Cruise has changed. I mean, he makes different movies than he did, years ago. He's learned about action movies.
Yep. There's a Benny Hill box set.
You're learning all kinds of stuff tonight. Box set.
Indeed, I know. Yep.
You don't just go into Amazon and type in like DVD box set or complete collection just to see what comes up. I do.
I do, but I always get whatever's big in Germany at the time because I'm always in German Amazon.
Makes sense.
That's where I get, because that's where I got my John Wayne films as well recently. So I got
right.
Chisholm on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
It's where John Wayne's later movies, but I kind of really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just for the song. The song is basically you just sing Chisholm, Big John Chisholm over and over again.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Rousing music. And so every time I watch that movie for about a fortnight, I just kind of like walk around just singing that in my head. Chisholm, Big John Chisholm. And imagine myself on a horse, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. But yeah, I like that movie because it's like just a kind of cool mainstream 70s movie with like Billy the Kid in it, and everybody's good in it, and it's just like a well-oiled, old-style Hollywood machine.
Yep.
So yeah, it's like I popped it in, got the Blu-ray, watched it for the first time in years, and I was like, oh, love this. It was a German Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah, you've got to be really careful with the German ones when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Oh, because they censor a lot?
Yeah, they cut a lot of stuff. So when I got the Maniac Blu-ray for when we did that show, myself and Lucifer, we were looking at Oim Lustig's Maniac, I made sure to get the one that had the same version of Maniac that had been released in the US by Underground, so I knew it was getting the full uncut version. But yeah, they do that. You also find more than one version coming out on different labels. I honestly can't imagine how the Terrifier would look if it'd been cut.
Probably shorter. No, you know what it'd probably look like? Friday the 13th Part 7? Or no, 8. Where they just mostly just cut away from everything. They shot it horrible, but they cut away from it. So,
like listening to Tupac on the radio, yeah.
You know what? Speaking of uncut, I just got, because my wife has been getting into sci-fi stuff lately, so I just bought Blade Runner and its sequel on Blu-ray. So I got the final cut version for Blade Runner. Have you seen any of those? Any of the differences? I've heard there's like 8 cuts of that film.
There's 8 cuts. It's been a while since I watched all the cuts. Part of me still loves the original, even though it has the weird ending, and it's
kind
got
of butchered and given a happy ending.
Yeah, dodgy voiceover, because that's the one I saw for years. It's kind of hard to get out of your head. But I think any cut works. It's one of these movies, all the cuts kind of work. It's weird.
Because this is like the Ridley approved. He put everything back in he wanted. This is the cut that he wanted, the final cut. So I think I saw a different cut a long time ago. Again, when I was a kid, my tastes were a little bit different. Because this one at times moves a little slow. So it'll be interesting. And then 2049, I'm not expecting a whole lot from that.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay.
No, it's been long enough where I don't remember a whole lot from even Blade Runner. So
I kind of liked the first half of it, and it lost me in the second half.
Why is that when
So-
Harrison Ford showed up and they butchered his character?
Kinda, yeah. I liked it. The first half kind of worked better for me.
I saw a clip and it's like Bruce Willis. He kind of just stopped putting personality into his characters. You know, they're all just like, here I am, Harrison Ford.
I
Like,
get the feeling as well that he hates his characters, and I've kind of always felt that way with Harrison
maybe,
Ford.
except for Indy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. The rumors with the new movie, maybe he hates that character
Well,
as well.
You know, I think I kind of feel like maybe if those rumors are true, it's kind of like maybe he'll go and do another Air Force One movie and kill that guy off, so that all of his characters will just they'll just die by his hand.
Excuse me. I'm going to quickly jump back to Pete in the chat to say, I don't know if you used DVDcompare.net. It's called Rewind, and it's a website which, if you put in, you can search Blu-rays and DVDs in it, and it'll show you which ones are cut in certain regions. So it's been quite handy as well to see if like a version of a movie is going to be a cut version or not, and it also helps you with letting know if the German ones have got English language on them and subtitles and all that kind of stuff. So it's DVDcompare.net. There you go. Just a quick advertisement there, unpaid advertisement for DVDcompare.net. Don't we all? I didn't really like the Terrifier. I'm going to say that.
Which one? Both or?
I haven't watched the second one yet because it's.
Okay.
I think it's 2.5 days long, so I need to wait until I've got the time to watch it. Yeah. PG is like way ahead of all of us. I know who PG is. I've kind of guessed who he is from the interwebs. Yeah, so it's good to have him in here tonight. But yeah, I don't know if Pete's just spat out his popcorn when me just saying that I wasn't a big fan of the Terrifier, but I kind of wasn't. But it was weird. It was weird. I'm going to a little kind of asterisk, and I'll say I wasn't a big fan of it, but I kept thinking about it, you know. And I kept thinking about what worked and what didn't work, and so it was obviously doing something right. And I knew exactly what.
Forgettable.
Well, there's no way this film could be forgettable. Let me tell you, it's not a Statto friendly movie.
Oh, I've never really had interest in that one.
I wouldn't say.
I'm sure. I know it's brutal. I've heard a lot of stuff. I've seen a couple clips, but
yeah.
Really
so
grab me.
All right. Okay. Okay. We'll see then. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, I did like the clown. I like the guy playing the clown. I thought he did a cracking job. But
I got to show my wife Mad Max 2. I just showed her the first one for the first time not too long ago.
That's it. Damn you, Pete! I'm going to have to watch that now.
I know, right?
I know. And then there's a third one that's going to be like about 3 weeks long. It's like kind of like the Mad Max movie, I suppose.
Yeah.
So what did you think of Mad Max?
Oh, I liked it. It's been a long time since I saw it. I think I remember like the ending.
Did you watch the American dub or the Australian dub?
I want to say it was. I feel like it was the American one. It was in like a 4-film favorites box set, so I'm thinking it was the American
probably
one.
The American one then, yeah.
Yeah. But it held up. It really did. I remember the first time I saw it, I was a really little kid. It was like on TNT, and it did not hold my attention really at all. I mean, for a little kid that likes horror movies.
Yeah.
I clicked back and forth. I was curious about it. And I remember the ending above everything. I never forgot that. I wasn't sure if it was the first one or what, but like he got his arm run over and then he told him to saw through the handcuffs. Yeah. I remember that.
It still makes me laugh. That's a brilliant.
It's a great scene. I mean, it only took him the whole full hour and a half, 2 hours to become Mad Max.
Yeah.
But
That's
you understand it when you get there. Yeah.
It's worth the wait. Yep. Yeah. I think the Mad Max 2 is everybody's favourite. Although controversially, I don't hate Thunderdome. I quite enjoy it.
What do you think of Fury Road?
Yeah. I'm going to have to watch it again. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was
A
the
Mad Max
masterpiece
movie?
everybody said it was, and I also didn't think it was much of a Mad Max movie, yeah, like you said.
Mm.
Um,
In the world of Mad Max.
yep. Oh, so hang on, this is this. Okay, cool. All right. I shall be doing some searches for that then on the old DVD computer. I haven't bought any 3D stuff recently. If
Didn't you buy it all?
if PG or if you've got Eye the Jury, is it still available? Because I couldn't find it anywhere. I was wanting to get Eye the Jury in 3D, but it seemed to be sold out everywhere when I was looking for it. All right, so I'm going to have to buy the 4K version. Right, okay.
Well, now you're going to get it on 4K.
I've got the 3D. I've watched it on 3D, and yeah, the 3D is really good. Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic looking film, and it's got all these Brendan McCarthy design work in it and everything. So it's an amazing.
So does it make a big difference from Blu-ray to 4K? Is it like really, really?
It kind of does. Yeah, it kind of does. If you've got a good disc in it, I watched because I got the 4K Blu-ray for Top Gun Maverick, and it looks amazing. Sure. If you get your setup sort of like your system set up just right, it does look. It looks really good. I wonder
how it looks for older movies with special effects, like because I would think it would sharpen those, crappy CG to the point where it was just even.
Well, I've got Star Trek the motion picture on it. It looks great.
Well, that's one. No, I'm talking about something like what's something with like I Am Legend. I don't know. Like where even back then the CG was like a little weird, and you're like, that doesn't look very good. I wonder how that would look in 4K.
Yeah. Cheers, Paige. Just if you find it, just point a link in my direction. Okay, thanks. Yeah, it's like the UK version is only got the 2D version, which is a wee bit of a nuisance because you kind of wanted the 3D version of Eye the Jury. But yeah, I might get that though anyway. But yeah, it's weird. Just like you were saying, it's like I've got Casablanca winging its way towards me in 4K.
Oh.
So that's a good kind of, and then I've not watched it yet. Like I said, It's a Wonderful Life. So I actually think a lot of these older movies will look so much better in 4K.
I think Highlander was just released 4K.
Yeah, and I think as well when it comes to like you're talking about, you get to effects and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it will matter that much because watching them in a theater, with a good print is roughly the same thing,
I don't know. I mean, I like the only thing that I can think of. It's one of the very few anime that I have, the Cowboy Bebop. Like when they took that from DVD to Blu-ray, people had talked about like being distracting because all the effects, the computer effects were they were kind of blurry and weird, and then everything else was super, super sharp for the Blu-ray. So I kind of wonder if that's how it is for some of the stuff that has CG.
I think it depends on whoever does the transfer.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because it's a bit like Paramount. Was it Paramount, or Universal when they were doing movies like Predator?
Oh yeah.
And they all have that kind of waxy look about them because you've got folk that have no idea what film grain is.
Yeah, Predator was so clear. Holy cow.
Yeah, it looked like somebody carved them out of candle wax or something.
The Thing is in 4K.
Oh. Oh. Go for that. Yeah, I agree with that. Again, that's probably the same thing. It's like, I think why go to 4K with certain things? But I don't know. You just maybe don't know. I mean,
then you'll get used to it, and Blu-rays will look like trash to you.
I know.
You won't even be able to look at your DVDs anymore.
I can't. It's terrible. I've got ones I'm like, oh no. I gave most of them to the charity shop, like on old kind of DVDs.
Your DVDs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Calling you out.
I wasn't in my new house then.
I knew you'd get there eventually. I knew it.
I know. Well, the problem, that's not the problem, but the thing was, it's like it's a good price as well. You know, it was a good telly. So it was what's a man got to do?
Just gotta go roll with it.
Exactly. Exactly. I just thought, yeah. So yeah, I went for 4K. That's it. That's the answer. That's my next T-shirt. Thanks, Hyperkaiju, but don't remember it doesn't count. Didn't happen. Yeah, it's true. It's like excuse me. It's like the thing about your 1080p and your old HD TVs was a well-produced DVD would upscale well on it. It would look good. It's the same here. It's like upscaling, like the Blu-rays on the 4K. They look really good.
Yeah.
But you've got like a native 4K kind of like film that you're watching. It can look like almost three-dimensional. It's stunning. It can look really good.
Like looking through a window.
Yeah. So yeah, and I just kind of wanted. I thought to myself, I want to be able to sit down because it's actually. I can't show you right now. I can't really turn off my avatar because we've got this. The house is getting the house is essentially falling apart, and we're putting it all together again around us at the moment. So everything is. There should be in lots of other rooms is just piled up behind me here.
So does it do that thing where they kind of delete focus? So like something in the background is just as clear as the foreground. So it's really kind of weird. Like Samsung TVs sometimes do that with this true motion kind of thing, where you look in there and it looks like a weird soap opera where everything is clear from the back to the front, and there's an oddness about it.
No, it doesn't. Okay. It does that well. It does it kind of like. Your first thing you do is you go and you turn off true motion.
Right.
I've got it's a Panasonic that I've got, and it's got options where it's got true cinema and it's got all these things, and they're quite good. Very few of them actually have that soap opera effect. So you could choose one of them, and then you could just go in and tweak it a little bit to get what you want. So I did that because I put on. I think it was I put on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Right. This was before I decided I'm not watching any more superhero movies, and I put it on simply because of the open sequence with the amount of colours and neon and all that kind of stuff on it. So I wanted to make sure I got the motion sorted out with that.
You got to have a test movie, yeah.
Yep. So I did it with that. That was my first film that I did, and that was to do with the version that is on Disney Plus, which is probably of a higher resolution than my Blu-ray, because that was like essentially was like a 4K version I was getting there. Then after that, I put in my Darling Clementine, the Blu-ray version of my Darling Clementine, just to see how it looked in an old school kind of like black and white movie. So I got the minor tweaking around that. So I've got a set in there that just kind of works really well with these films. Doesn't have any kind of soap opera effect, and just you go in and you turn all these things off. Everything that's in your telly that's there to make things look better, you turn off, and then you get a much better picture. So I did all that, and those were my two kind of like test films. Cool. You couldn't get two more different movies, but that was fine for me. Because I wanted to make sure, because it's an OLED as well, I wanted to kind of play around because you tell so many things about the blacks.
I'm still working with an LCD TV at home. My beloved LCD TV, because it's got the speakers that face forward. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, but then the LCD TVs are like that's like my 3D one. It's like before that my LCD TV is like the picture's just as good. There's no,
That's just a little bit dimmer.
Yeah, it's just but that was a thing to get used to in this as well, because it's an OLED. It's not as bright. It's not as bright as my LED one.
Oh.
But then again, I've got that turned full blast up because I use it for watching 3D movies. So.
Right. Yeah.
But it does have a nice feel to it.
Sweet.
I just saw that.
He's going to use it as a coaster. Don't do it.
Oh no, dear. Yeah. Now remember, a year from now, Pete said that here, right? He's not going to go up for an 8K. There is a part of me though. I don't know if I mentioned this. I probably did because I just say the same stuff over and over again. There was a part of me that when I saw Truffaut's version of Fahrenheit 451, and they've got these big walls that are like TVs, where they talk to each other, these big monitors, and it's the whole wall. And there was a part of me when I was watching that as a kid, and I went, I win that. Watching this dystopian movie, and I'm like, whoa, I win that. So the idea of being able to sit not too far away from a giant screen that's just so kind of like cool. I kind of always wanted that in my house, sort of thing. So you'll see it when I start turning on my camera in later streams, but it does look teeny because of the way the field of view is and the angle, from one of these cameras on a Mac.
Right.
It looks teeny, but it's actually huge. It's not huge. I just went a 65-inch. I wasn't going to much higher than that.
Trying to be modest, I see.
I know.
Don't brag. Yeah, that's
16K. Yeah, that's what annoyed me a bit with bringing out all the kind of. Hang on, they're coming for me. Can you hear them?
Must be Skyfall fans.
Yeah. Just stay quiet. They'll never know I'm here. Yeah, I've actually moved to a nice. This is me having moved to a nice kind of quieter area now. That I'm now no longer in the centre of the town in Dundee. Moved across the water. So I have to the wonderful kingdom of Fife, and it means that when I go out for a loaf or a pint of milk in the morning, I don't need to step over junkies. So that's a plus.
Yeah, it's a plus.
It's a plus. It's a big plus. But there is a fire station just down the road actually. So that's.
Oh, good.
I think that may have been the name. Yeah. So yeah, 4K. It is nice. You've got your projector though, haven't you?
Yeah. Nice one. It can do I think it could do 120 inches or something like that. But my screen's only a 100-inch screen, so I don't use it to its full potential. But that's okay because it stays nice and bright.
Yep.
For all that, I don't use it all the time because it's a pain in the butt to get that screen out.
Yeah, I suppose it could be. Yeah, you just need to get yourself a dedicated. But you just need to add it and move, get a bigger house and get a dedicated room for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll.
Mine's my study. I call it my study. It's essentially just a cinema room with
study some movies
with my work desk. So that's pretty much what it is now. I'm getting posters as well.
Oh, good. Which
so I've got the one because you can't see most of them. I've got Live and Let Die, of course.
Sure.
Now, see if anybody in the chat can guess the theme. The Man with the Golden Gun, The Spy Who Loved Me, Octopussy, the Japanese version, Moonraker,
okay,
and Thunderball. So far, that's the ones I've got so far.
All famous Universal monsters.
Exactly.
Dang, I'm good.
Yeah. And of course, Boris Karloff Mummy.
Oh. Had to throw a hammer one in there just to.
And then I've got a Danger Diabolique poster as well. But none of these which anybody will see when I turn my camera on because they're all the walls you can't see. But the wall behind me, when I do eventually turn it on, in the big reveal later on in another stream next year, I've got earmarked for that. I've got a Real Bravo poster.
Ooh.
It's the one that's just John Wayne on his own with his gun. I think it was done for the French release There was no return for that. It's not the actual French poster, but I'm going to get that. And then they've got it's a really nice Casablanca one that I've got my eye on that I'm going to get. and then I've got a Milo Manara La Dolce Vita poster, which is just lovely. It's just a black and white line art he did for La Dolce Vita.
Wow.
And last, but by no means least, Go Ape, the 20th Century Fox poster for the release of all the Planet of the Apes movies.
Of course.
Yeah, so I've got that one as well. That's it. That's my posters. That's for my study / film room / library, to be honest, with the look of it.
Not bad.
There you go.
Not bad.
And we've still got 5 people watching. I thought that would get rid of people. Oh no, he's talking about his posters. Yeah, I should do. I should do. I'll do it when I get the walls completely finished with them. I've got like I put one up when I put the Mummy one up because that's great. I love that poster. Old Mummy poster is just a classic. Yeah, a couple of them are not full posters. They're those display things. You get them. They're like aluminium,
right?
And you put a magnet on the wall and then you stick them to the magnet.
Oh, sure.
So you can change them around if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But they ain't cheap, so I'm going to get a few of them.
Well, for sure.
Yeah, there was one wall where I've got like one of these things. It lets you know if there's any wires behind the wall before you start hammering nails into it.
Of course.
Because I just love hammering nails on the walls. So I've got this one wall where it seemed there was absolutely nowhere that I could hammer a nail in. I was like, there's some crazy wiring in this house. Then I thought I'll get a couple of those ones, so I'll just put them up that way without having to like take my life in my hands and start hammering nails into a wall that was setting off lights. Yeah, it's a nice house.
That's good.
No, I haven't. Again, it's one of those things I keep thinking, I need to get that. You know what? I think I even put it into a shopping basket somewhere. It's probably sitting there online. Yeah, it's because like PJ, because of with the move and everything, I've been doing like strange things like sanding floors and all that kind of stuff. Like, I know. Why am I doing things like that, Statto? That's not the kind of stuff I should be doing, sanding floors and a lot of DIY stuff and stuff like that. So the 3D telly is only just been set up again last week in a position where I could actually sit down and watch something. So yeah, I need to get some. I did get some stuff, and I had my eyes on that for a while. Right. I was wondering what that goes because you get those reverse posters now from Powerhouse a lot of the time when you get the box sets directly from them. That's so sad. You like me just keep looking at it online then. So I'm going to get that someday. But yeah, I was thinking because I've got like you get like they'll give you like a poster. So if you buy say a Hammer box set from their own store, Indicator, Powerhouse, and one side of the poster will be Plague of Zombies, and the other side of the poster will be Evil Frankenstein, something like that. And you have to choose which one you want to put in the frame. And I was thinking it'd be quite nice if you could get one of those double-sided, sort of like just glass on both sides, so you could every now and then just reverse the poster.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be quite good. Yeah. Right, on that thought, we've done 2 hours talking rubbish.
I don't remember the last time we did a 2-hour show.
No, me neither. Was it worth, guys? Did we say anything at all interesting? When it came on to talk about Christmas Santas, we had to say anything.
Wow, we ran out of that half an hour in.
Right, we will be. I think we will be more focused. One man's rubbish is another man's Statto and son. We will do it. Next time we probably won't ramble for 2 hours, but actually, I think there's a good chance we will ramble for 2 hours. We sort of, when I put this together, I just thought, let's do a show because it's been a while since we've done something, and let's manage to get like a wee sneaky EC show out of it. No, not enough Scrooge, PJ. Okay.
Hyperkaiju says less focus.
Less focus, please. Okay, cool. Well, the next time, hopefully, I'll be feeling a wee bit better, and I'll be able to drink some special water, and not just the stuff I'm drinking tonight.
Some of that Alka-Seltzer, huh?
Yeah, because I've still got that monthly supply. You get a dram sent through the post every month for Whiskey B. It was like a Christmas present from last year. I've only got a few months left of that, so you get a different whiskey comes through the post with a wee kind of like tasting card.
Right.
So because I've not been feeling well, they've been mounting up. We've got I think we've got 5 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's shocking. I don't feel well enough to drink, but it's coming up to Christmas and New Year, so I need to get over that. Yeah, but yeah, so next time we will probably will end up doing another 2-hour show, because if we are going to do Hammer House of Horror, and that'll be after the Pagan special that we're doing,
right?
With Wullie and Nick, with Wullie and Lucifer and Nick, and Mick, I think it's Mick or Mike is the artist on Nick's graphic novel. He's going to be joining us as well. So after we do that Pagan show, yeah, you and me will do a Hammer House of Horror show, and we can see how you, having never watched it, you've never seen any of them, have you?
No.
Right. Okay. Right. I'll put together a wee watch list, guys. If there's on Twitter as well, if you're on Twitter there and you think of any particular episodes that you want me to share with Statto, yeah, let me know. I've already got 1 or 2 in mind.
Yeah.
And then we can go through them in a live stream and talk about lots of cool 70s and 80s horror stuff. Don't know why, but I always feel that I want to watch The Thin Man after we've done this show.
I do like that movie.
Yeah, so it's one of the background ones. I see that there and I kind of go, yeah, that would look good in 4K.
It would. Well, I wonder when they just released all of them on Blu-ray.
Oh, did they? Because I've got the DVD set, which
they're all
I should upgrade.
Warner Archive. They put them through Warner Archive, so you can go on Amazon and you can get the print-on-demand Blu-rays.
All right, they're dead pricey.
Yeah, well, you can get some of them used.
If I wait long enough, they'll turn up as an HMV premium collection.
I wonder if they'll. I don't know that they'll ever box set them because it's Warner Archive, but
yeah, they did that with the Tarzans.
But for Warner Archive, they box setted it?
Yeah, on DVD you could get box sets of like the different Tarzans. The
they
ones
are
that came
actually not that expensive. The most expensive one is the first one, which is in American, $21.99. Everything $14.99, $17.99, $13.99, $14.75, $17. They're all below $20.
Right.
So
okay.
But I got them on DVD.
Okay. Yeah, I've got them on DVD as well, but the DVD looks shit on my new telly, so
that's true. Yeah, you might need to upgrade that. Yeah.
Yeah. I keep thinking of things because I thought about this the other day as well, and I was thinking, you were doing Walter Brennan impersonations when you were like 8 years old or something.
Yeah.
And it's like when we grew up, it was like, and we didn't grow up we're a few years between us, but we had the shared experience that we grew up at a time when television was still showing movies from the 30s and 40s and 50s and the 60s, and all that stuff was there as part of the culture. I think that's going to get lost if it's not already been lost. And
for sure,
there isn't, and that's kind of sad. I was thinking about that just the other day because I was actually thinking about Bob Hope and Bing Crosby and the road movies, and how they used to be. There was like gags and sayings and stuff that came out of these movies that everybody knew, and now nobody would know them at all. They wouldn't know what you were talking about, even just mentioning somebody like in the Cole Porter song, you know, where you mentioned somebody like Jimmy Durante, you know, in a song,
Yeah.
people are like, who's that? And then you'd show them
Oh,
and they would
sure.
just be confused. And
I
it's
know a
like,
guy that I work with. He's always in his late 20s, I think. And I asked him, how old is a movie that, too old to watch? I think war movies are his exception, but how old is a movie that's too old to watch? And he said something like 2004, 2000. Beyond that, it's just
yeah.
too dang old. And I'm just like,
Yeah, it's shocking. But yeah, I think now, because I thought it's never going to happen, but now I think, yeah, I think it kind of has happened. Yeah.
No, I haven't. I haven't kept up with any of this stuff. It changes too dang fast.
Yeah, no, yeah. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, that's with the postage and everything, we're probably, yeah, I'd probably be buying a box set, just buying one of those.
Oh, wow.
But there's a good chance that they might turn up in Blu-rays in Germany.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, that's probably true.
So we gotta get all my Clint Eastwoods.
I
My
tried
John
you
Waynes.
laughing at my coworker, but draws the line at silent movies.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Mel Brooks one. I don't know, but draws the line at silent movies.
I saw that in my school film club.
Which one? The Mel Brooks one?
Yep, silent movie. They showed silent movie, which was great because we had a terrible sound system, and they also showed Blazing Saddles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they showed Grizzly. They showed The Incredible Melting Man.
Oh.
They showed The Four Musketeers, brilliant Four Musketeers, Richard Lester movie. Very eclectic selection of movies. It only ran for 1 year, and then I think they sacked the geography teacher that started it because they were like, "What the hell are you showing these children?" And they showed the two best films that they showed were Outlaw Josie Wales and Rollerball.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was
the
my
2000s one, right?
Yeah, right. I wish then I'd be a lot younger. No, that was my school film club, which once a week we'd go along. It was a Wednesday, I think it was, and we'd all sit and we'd watch a movie that would either be scary, funny, or bamboozling us, like Grizzly, like a movie like that. Like, what the hell are we watching? It was great fun.
Of course. Never watched anything like that in school.
Oh, don't tell Charlie's London. KJ doesn't like the silent movies, but that's true. Exactly. Although I could never understand why people like Skyfall, but there you go. We talked about No Time to Die, didn't we? On air.
We did.
Yeah.
Just feel sorry for anyone who won't watch anything pre-2004. Imagine all the classics. I told him that. I'm like, this and this. And he goes, how am I? I said, like, some of the best war movies were made in, like, the 40s and 50s. And he goes, like, how am I supposed to appreciate it? How? And I'm just like, I'm going to slap you a second here. But I wouldn't.
Yeah. It was the only after-school club I ever joined. You didn't need to join. Just turn up.
I'd never be part of any club that would have me.
Yeah. Right. On that note, thanks guys for joining us in the chat. It's been good to do this and just kind of like get back in the saddle streaming again. Just I'm seeing bits in the chat I didn't see before. It made me laugh. We were having a bucky party. That's nothing to do with Captain America. It's a very sweet drink that you get in the UK called Buckfast.
This guy has never seen a Vincent Price movie. No, he hasn't. And it's getting worse. More people are asking me things like, who is John Wayne? And what is this Jaws movie?
Oh, I saw Jaws. That's one of the last films I saw before the lockdown, first lockdown. It was a new print, and they showed it at the cinema in Dundee, the kind of art house cinema, and it was amazing. It was like because my wife had never seen it in the cinema, and she was jumping at all the right bits she was supposed to jump at, and there was kids in there that were like jumping out their seat, you know, all the right bits, and
Oh
and
yeah.
you're like, does Jaws still work in the cinema? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
And I was so happy to see that it did. It was just so much better as well to watch it with people around you. So yeah, it's really good. But yeah, on that, indeed, good night, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you all again soon. I shall, yeah, indeed. Have a good Christmas. We'll see you
Merry
after
Christmas,
that.
everyone.
Right.
Happy New Year.
Let's see if I can remember how to stop one of these things now. Yeah. Oh, we didn't do Twitch tonight. I thought.
Sorry, one guy on Twitch.
Exactly. You can come and join us somewhere else. Right. Be seeing you guys.
You have seen this incident based on sworn testimony. Can you prove that it didn't happen? Perhaps on your way home, someone will pass you in the dark, and you will never know it, for they will be from outer space. Many scientists believe that another world is watching us this moment. We once laughed at the horseless carriage, the airplane, the telephone, the electric light, vitamins, radio, and even television. And now some of us laugh at outer space. God help us.